Ronnie Dale, four-wheeling in westernaustralia.com, and welcome to another modified episode from New South Wales. We're not far from Gloucester, and here we have a West Australian vehicle, and I actually know this guy from WA, so it's quite funny coming over here and there's a fellow person from WA. Jason, how are you?
Pleased to meet you, Ronnie. Yeah, good to see you again.
Good to see you again, yeah.
Yes.
So 105 series.
Yes.
Do you want to run our audience through just the specs and the engine and all that?
Yeah, no worries. It's a 2005 model 105 series Landcruiser. Basic, what I like to call a poverty pack. It's got the standard 4.2 litre 1HZ naturally aspirated engine in it. We're not towing or doing anything crazy, so turbo's not required.
Manual or auto?
Manual, 5-speed.
And of course the 105 series being the 100 series variant of the solid axle front.
Yep.
There's a lot of gear in this vehicle. We had a brief look at it and I've seen it before. So I think we better get into it.
No
Most
worries.
of the stuff's inside too.
Most of it's inside, yeah. It looks pretty plain from the outside, but it's pretty tricked out inside.
It's a well-travelled vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bar work now, Jason.
Rightio.
TJM bar.
Yeah, TJM factory bar. I think it's a T15 or whatever they call it. Steel bar, airbag compatible and all the rest of it. Obviously fitted with a winch.
And a bash plate?
And a bash plate. The bash plate actually is the winch cradle, so the winch is not fitted to the bar as such. It's actually fitted to the plate, which is then bolted to the chassis rail. So you're basically pulling directly off the chassis if you're winching.
That makes sense, because I think most other bar works have a winch cradle and then a bash plate.
Yeah, replaced the factory tie-down points with opposite lock rated recovery points.
You got one on each side?
One on either side.
Do you use a bridle with them?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And you got a winch in there too?
Yeah, 12,000 pound winch from Roo Systems. Has been used extensively and yeah, it goes well.
And then down the side, this is all TJM as well?
All TJM as well. The scrub bars, steps, all the way down, yeah.
Oh, and you got a rear bar.
And we've got a rear bar as well.
Let's go have a look at that.
Rightio, this is a rock armour bar from Powerful 4x4. Not a bad bar. It's in the, probably the cheaper end of the range, but it's done well to protect our vehicle over our many miles. Had a few teething issues in the beginning. If you're ordering one for 105, make sure it is for 105. This particular model's for 100 series, so we had to modify it a bit to get it to fit.
So the back fitting points on 100 to 105 is different?
Yeah, they are different, and you're dealing with a barn door versus tailgate. So of course this wheel carrier had to be modified a bit to get around the barn door opening latch on the back. And after our first trip up to the northwest WA, we had to I had to replace a lot of the factory nuts on it with nylock nuts because they all just vibrated off with the corrugations. Good West Australian corrugations, yeah. But
got the two swing arms here.
Yeah.
Can you change this to a tyre one as well?
I can, yes. That can come off completely and we can have two tyres on there, or that can come to this side, however we want it, yeah.
So how much fuel do you carry? Or do you have a bigger tank?
No, we've just got the two factory tanks, so it's 95 and 47 and a 20 litre Jerry, so it gives us a range of roughly about 1,000 k's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So we're just about to move away from the bar. Then I noticed your telescopic arm here, which I didn't know what it was. We've got a light hanging here.
Yes.
What happened there?
Yeah. WA corrugations again. What was that? That was our Mount Augustus trip last year. We were coming back from Mount Augustus and the bracket at the top here broke on the corrugations near Kennedy Ranges. Yeah, haven't got around to fixing it yet, so the cable ties are kind of holding it in place. But when it's in operation, it's an 8-inch quantum LED light. So it puts out a hell of a lot of light at the rear in conjunction with our Nava one up on the roof rack.
And did you have it in reverse or just on a camping light?
No, just on a switch in the back corner here.
Roof rack time. Well used gear up here. I mean, that's an old high lift, this one.
25 years old, that one.
You obviously get a lot of use out of it?
Yeah, it does. Mainly used for recovery work these days. A bit unsafe for wheel changing, I find.
I agree.
Yeah.
Two tracks up here?
Yeah, toolbox at the rear for spare parts, fluids, whatever else we can carry in it. The other side, you'll see a white tube.
Fishing rod?
No, it carries a whole heap of tent poles. So we can put up extra awnings and whatnot with the ground sheets we carry. And then below that is the Drifter rapid wing
rapid wing, so it goes around.
Yeah, 270-degree awning.
270 degrees. Shovel.
Yeah, another one that's well used.
I suppose the roof rack itself, is it a TJM?
Yeah, roof rack
Stick
itself
on?
is TJM, yes, aluminium roof rack.
So you just carry all your swags and gear onto here?
Mainly just carry them. At the moment we've got the camp dunny up there. Generally we carry that, firewood and the swag and the gas bottle. We have a gas bottle that sits in the back corner.
Lights and comms. Now you have your headlights.
Yes.
And you have one solitary light bar.
Yes.
What type is this?
That is a steady Australian.
Oh, you can recognise it by the bulbs.
Australian made, 23-inch light bar.
Do you do much night driving?
We don't try to do a lot of night driving. We have been caught out at times, so this is absolutely a godsend at night.
It throws out enough night for you.
Absolutely,
enough light for you.
yeah. With the headlights, I have upgraded the low beam globes. Low beam on these are a little bit
candlelight,
little bit ordinary, and yeah, once you come down off high beam, especially with the light bar on, it's like basically turning the lights out. So I upgraded the low beam, and yeah, it makes a hell of a lot of difference. Yeah.
Are these both UHFs?
Both UHF.
So this is a 3 or 2
Yeah,
dB?
that's about a 3 dBi, and the big one's a 7. We actually have 2 units inside. We've got an ICOM 400, which is basically matched to the 7, and then I've got a little Uniden set, which is to the 3. So we're basically covered hills or flat ground. Really handy in convoy work.
If you could only pick one?
If you only pick one, I'd probably go with the 3. Pretty good range, even on flat ground, but in this sort of country, priceless.
Tyres and Lift, well used tyres.
Absolutely.
I think it's the first time we have Bridgestone Jewelers on here and in mud terrain. How have you found these? Because these have been used a lot.
These are original, so we've got about 50,000 Ks out of them. As you can see, they're pretty well due for replacement. Damn strong tyre off-road. We've only had 2 punctures with them. In fact, the first puncture we got, we're still running it on the front left-hand corner. The other one, I was with you. We did that one in Ningen.
Sorry.
And, and unfortunately, we couldn't save that tyre because we ran on it for a few Ks before we realised it was flat, and we chewed out the inner sidewall. But no, absolutely fantastic tyres. The only fault I can probably pick with them, and I suppose it's not
the brand,
not the brand specific, it probably covers a lot of brands, is that the tread blocks do chip out on the real sharp gibber stones in WA. But
you get that with all tyres.
Overall, brilliant tyres. Yeah, absolutely.
Black track, steel rims.
0 offset, yeah.
5 studded pattern.
Yep.
So you can help me out then?
Yeah, absolutely. yeah.
And you carry 2 spares?
The one in the rear is just factory skinny on a split rim.
But same height?
But same height, yeah. Yeah, we have had them changed out with them before, and we don't have any problems running it. Eventually we are going to change out to the same type. This
vehicle is well travelled. You've been to a lot of places, remote places, harsh places. 2-inch lift is honestly all you really need. Enough lift to clear tyres.
These are 32s. Standard, we don't have lockers, and the places we've been to, it's all about how you drive it.
Yeah. You got a winch.
And we got a winch if we need to, yeah.
And your tracks.
Yeah.
And all recovery gear. So your lift then, all-man EMU?
All-man EMU coils and shocks, 2-inch all round. The front's obviously rated to cover the diesel engine, bull bar and winch, and the rear is rated 400 kilos standard load up to GVM.
Now to the power plant.
Covered in red dirt.
And we got some dodgy struts here. Corrugations, I take it. And dust.
And dust.
Probably just the dust, really, isn't it? It does get into them.
The dust gets into them, yeah.
It doesn't take much.
No.
It's been a lot of places.
Yeah.
You're happy with what it pulls, the power and everything?
Yeah, it can be a bit sluggish at times, especially in this sort of country in the hills. But we're never in a hurry to get anywhere. So, yeah, off-road you can't fault them. Heaps of low down torque. Yeah.
Very, very reliable engine.
Very
as well.
reliable engine. Everything's mechanical on it. So if anything should go wrong, providing I've got the parts and it can be fixed on the side of the track, I can generally fix it.
You can fix it.
Yeah, not having to worry about computers and common rails, and yeah, it'll even take a bit of dirt through the system. Yeah, fantastic.
One battery here.
Yes.
You got some batteries in the back. I'll take it,
I've
one
got
or two.
I've got another auxiliary in the back. Yeah.
Here you've added a fuse box.
Yep.
And with your snorkel, you still got the cyclonic head on it, and
Yep.
the reason for the cyclonic head is to eliminate dust.
Yep.
And you're probably the best person that I know to ask. So does it? It obviously works because you haven't changed it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So your filter stays pretty well clean.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been in absolute bull dust conditions, and
Even behind people.
even behind people in convoys, and pulled the filter out at the end of the day, and yeah, pristine.
And on the front you got some DIY mesh.
Yeah, I got a little bit of fly screen just in the front there, just to mitigate a bit of the bugs coming in onto the radiator. Yeah.
What's this plug for down here?
That plug down there, that's a little C-Tech Connect plug. Basically, if I want to hook up the C-Tech 240 volt charger, I can just hook it straight into that plug, and it's connected directly to the
So AC power.
start battery. AC power, yeah. And it'll charge this battery and go through and charge the auxiliary battery via the C-Tech system.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about diff breathers?
Diff breathers, yeah, we've got just up there, just here.
Oh, here.
Yeah, those two are for the diff, and then there's a couple of breathers at the back of the engine block here up on the firewall for the transfer case and gearbox.
So you have a breather in both transfer and gearbox?
Yes.
So we're now at the rear of the vehicle. Now most of your camp gear is already out because it's down there at camp.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, run us through what you got here. Let's start with the door.
Rightio. On the rear door here, the main barn door, I've fitted a table that's just folds down, so roadside stops, whatever.
That's where you make your sandwiches,
yeah.
cook your snags
Yeah.
or noodles or whatever.
Need to do some mechanical repairs or anything like that.
Oh yeah, all-purpose table?
Yeah, all-purpose table. We've also added a bathroom rail from Bunnings. Also stores our dustpan and brush. Right, into the back of the vehicle proper, the main unit is all made from Drifter. It's about 5 years old now, still looks brand new, still works brand new, but it's just got a smattering of red dirt all over it. The main unit itself, from here down, you can basically buy off the catalogue. This unit was custom built for us to basically carry what we need to carry in it. This side here we carry our awning walls, our tent peg bag and ground sheets. And on this side...
Oh, for your 270 awning?
Yep, for the awning. We've got a solar panel on this side, the pop-up pooper and a couple of mats.
Pop-up pooper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know why I'm laughing at that. But...
On this side, I've built all these infills and side wings myself. So the side wings came, these bottom side wings came as part of the kit with the Drifter unit, and I've added to them and put another section on it.
So how would you get to that one?
There is actually nothing in there at all but wiring. This one here is actually storage, and it goes right through to the top of the wheel arch. I've added a voltmeter. We've got switches there for LED lights underneath in the awning.
Oh, you got lights in the awning?
Yeah, we've got 2 lights fixed permanently in the awning, and I add a third one when we've actually got it out. So we've got full LED lighting under the awning at night.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And we've also got the switch there for the rear floodlight. We've also got the Anderson plug here where our solar panel, we've got a 160 watt fold out solar panel. That plugs into there and goes through to the C-Tech unit in the front.
You find that's enough to...
Yeah.
How big's the battery, the second one?
120 amp hour. ARB 47 litre fridge freezer, can't fault it. Absolutely fantastic.
And that's enough room for
the two of us.
Food and drink?
Yeah, for 2 of us.
So do you cryovac then?
Yeah, we do. We cryovac and freeze before we go. And yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Before we go to your water system,
Yep.
your drawers?
Drawers. The top one here is obviously a drawer. It holds our stove, bit of cooking gear, and all our camping spare parts, rubbish bags, and our general bits and pieces. The chemicals for the loo, ant powder.
I've noticed there's no runners. So
No.
this is...
No, that's a unique thing with Drifter. It's all on Teflon underneath. so there's no actual draw runners.
Okay.
So you get maximum bang for your buck, as in width of your draw. You're not losing anything with draw runners. And the drawers, even fully loaded, they slide
To be lighter as well, wouldn't it?
beautifully. A lot lighter.
No bearings to worry
No
about.
bearings to worry about. Doesn't squeak, doesn't rattle. Once it's closed, all the carpet basically seals it all from dust. So yeah.
Now I wish I knew about this
Beautiful.
before I
Absolutely
did my latest
beautiful.
build.
Yeah.
Because that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a silicone spray though?
No, never have. Not in 5 years.
Really?
No. No.
And this one?
That one there is actually a kitchen.
And the same thing. It's just on Teflon.
Same thing. Only this one comes completely out of the vehicle. It comes.
So what stops it from if you don't want it all the way out, or you just know where to stop it?
That one there is. You've got a drawer in the front of it here.
Oh, so there's a drawer in the slide.
Yep. So that's just our, like your roadside coffee sort of stuff. So it keeps our tea and coffee and the billy and whatever in there. But the whole unit is a kitchen in itself. So the whole unit comes out of the vehicle, freestands on its own legs. The countertop unfolds
So
on
you
its own
could
leg.
pull it out like this and use it, or you could...
Yeah, you can either pull it halfway out and drop the legs down and use it out of the back of the vehicle, or as we do, once we've got the awning and everything set up, we take it completely out and it's a freestanding kitchen.
Nice, that's pretty handy.
Yep.
So I was going to throw straight to the interior, but this is kind of the part of the back still. Well, because you have expanded this out.
Yes.
So the drawers are behind it there, which we
Yep.
just came from. I can see attached to the drawer you got a sand flag, and then here you got a cargo barrier which you have moved forward.
Yep.
And you made that shelf yourself.
Yes. Yep.
All right, and there's a water tank you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. Water tanks in the front of the storage unit and behind the front seats. 50 litres. Yep.
What type of water pump is that? Because that's what people like to know.
It's 4.3 litres per minute, so it's nothing fantastic, like it's not a high pressure pump or anything like that, but it's perfectly fine for filling up billies, wash pans, stuff like that. Yeah. And I fitted it to an isolating switch, so if we're on, again, the good corrugations, if the tap should happen to vibrate open, we're not just going to start pumping water into the back of the vehicle.
That
So,
wouldn't be good middle of nowhere, would it?
so we isolate the pump electronically, and yeah, it's not going to happen. Yep.
I can see a vent there, so we haven't seen your battery, so I'm guessing battery.
That's where the battery compartment is, underneath this deck.
You carry Safin or EPIRB? I remember you carried something.
I've got an EPIRB mounted onto the front of the cargo barrier at the front. On the.
Oh, you reach it from this side?
On that side, yeah.
All right.
We've carried 2 full first aid kits, a cervical collar for any neck injuries, a bushfire survival kit. We've got a 2 kilo fire extinguisher in the front and a fire blanket in the rear as well. This is our water collection kit. So we've got a length of hose that we can basically, and there's a heap of attachments in here that we can attach to taps and whatever else, so we can get water from parks, tanks, wherever. I've also got a length of hose in here attached to a submersible bilge pump, so we can actually even pull up in the middle of a creek, drop the pump into the creek, and pump water into the tank.
Do you use a filter?
No. We start off with potable water in the tank from home, and then if we have to replenish it on the tracks, then it's purely for basically washing and boiling. Okay. We also have our 12-volt shower in there as well. For the rare occasions we have a shower in the bush.
Yep. The rare occasion. So we're inside the cab, and
we got sick of basically being cripples after our trips, so we invested the money and we replaced the factory Toyota seats with Recaros. I can't recall the model off the top of my head now. Fantastic off-road, they really hold you in your seat. Can be a little bit deceiving because they soak up the corrugations that well that you're not really, and with the suspension you're not really noticing that you've got corrugations. Yeah.
So before we go to the front, what's here in the back here? So on your cargo barrier, I like what you've done with the storage holder.
Yep, storage holder on the back here. It carries, we've got hats and binoculars and lights, and there's mapping, and I've got cheat sheets there for my photography and whatever else. Above that is our EPIRB. Also got our actual bush hats mounted on here. I've got a camelback on the cargo barrier.
Very responsible traveller.
Fridge, Waco 21 litre.
Is this a proper fridge or is it a cooler?
Thermoelectric.
Thermoelectric,
Yeah.
So 20 above or below ambient temperature?
Basically, yeah.
So what happens in 40 degree in WA?
Funny you should say that. I don't think we've ever used it as a fridge.
Okay.
It's more of a storage. It's more of like a centre console, yeah. But it does give us that option. For longer away trips, we can use this as our fridge for things like butter and stuff that doesn't need to be frozen. And then we can use. And then we've got the fridge in the back that we can freeze. Yeah. It's got a cigarette lighter plug in it, USB. It's got a fridge isolate switch here for this fridge, and I fitted a aftermarket interior light which lights up the whole cabin, unlike the factory one.
Better position than that one too.
Yeah. And while we're talking about lights, fitted a map light to the
you can move it around.
To the column. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So 2 radios, which you spoke about before.
2 radios, yeah.
Icom
400.
400, I got that one. That's pretty
which
good.
came with the vehicle, which I was absolutely over the moon about.
What's that one there?
Then I fitted the little unit and set under the dash here.
80 channel?
No, this one's only they're both only 40 channels.
Is that the old version?
That's the old version. I'm yet to take this in and get it upgraded. That one is able to be upgraded through a software update. This one here, unfortunately, it's stuck on 40. So
you'd only have one on 40 anyway, and the other one on.
Yeah, the little handheld unit, and that's 80 channel.
Okay.
And that's 5 watt. So.
Mapping systems. You've got an iPad here. You've got a HEMA up here.
Yep.
So what do you run on this one?
We usually run the HEMA. At the moment, the HEMA Explorer is running. Has been running since we left home on. And we've got the HN6 as well.
Looks a bit different.
But we've also got mud maps as well if we require that, which has got the full suite of topographic maps on it for this area and other places in Australia. And we also carry a paper maps in the back. Yeah. Yep.
So you got options?
Options, absolutely.
Camera?
Reversing camera. Yep, mounted on the roof rack.
Various flashlights on your storage thing up here.
Yep.
Table here for the wife.
Custom table for the wife.
Battery monitor.
For both the auxiliary and the main. Yeah, pretty much. The rear of the fridge here, there's also a little shelf.
Camera and...
The camera sits in there when we're travelling, and my wife's hiking poles also clip in there as well.
I never thought we'd get through it all, but we did. Q&A time. Chairs are down there. But that's all right. Nice background.
Beautiful.
So first question. I'm going to throw a random question at you. You used to be in the Navy?
Yes.
How many years?
18.
18?
18 full time, still a non-active reservist. Yeah, going on 30 years all
up. Oh, you're still in reserve?
Yeah.
So with the car, what are your top 3 mods you've done to it?
Top 3 would have to be the storage in the rear as a whole, the awning for sure. Awning's fantastic, and the seats. Because
of the 270?
Yeah.
Good shade?
Yep.
And then the seats, I knew the seats would be in there somewhere. What would you say is the best thing about this 105 series, and what is the worst thing about it?
I'd say the best thing about it is its simplicity. Bare bones, awesome four-wheel drive. It'll take you everywhere and bring you back every time. We've taken this everywhere, and it's fantastic. Never let us down. Probably the biggest thing that could be improved would be the actual power, I suppose. The lack of power, especially in this sort of hilly sort of country.
Hilly stuff.
But you work around that.
But you don't tow.
No.
If you towed, you probably would do something about it.
If we towed, we'd do something about it. We'd either. I don't know whether I'd actually change the vehicle, as in get another vehicle. I would probably just put a turbo on this, or take the engine out completely and put a factory turbo engine in it. Yeah.
So for other 105 series potential owners or buyers, what would you recommend for them to look out for on this type of vehicle?
On this type of vehicle.
Apart from having too many Ks or something, but
yeah, the Ks are not really a problem because of the the simplicity of the engine. We got this with 196 on it, so it was all right. I'd probably be looking at things of how the vehicle was used in its previous life. If you're buying second hand, which generally you are with these days, is how it was used in its previous life. Like be very wary of ex-mine site. Government vehicles not too bad. This one's actually ex-WA government, but barely got used off-road.
What's your favourite bit of camping gear?
Favourite bit of camping gear? Ooh.
Something that's worth talking about.
Yeah, probably the kitchen.
The kitchen?
Have to go with the kitchen. Yeah. Yeah, keep the wife on side, I'd have to say the kitchen. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
What's your must-have camping gear?
Must-have camping gear, the wife. I'd be dead if I left her at home. Yeah. No, actual equipment. Yeah, again, it would have to be the kitchen.
The
Yeah,
kitchen.
but it comes with the vehicle anyway. Like
Okay.
it's not something we can leave at home.
So having this vehicle for a while and
Yeah.
travelling a lot of WA, what is your top trips?
Top trips, I'd have to say a number one trip would have to be the 5,500 k's we did around the southwest tour. We basically travelled from Bustleton to Israelite Bay and everywhere in between, and through the wheat belt.
Oh, so Albany, Bremer Bay,
Yeah,
Denmark,
yeah,
all those places,
yeah.
and then
And
Israel Bay.
up through Norseman, Wave Rock, and up through the wheat belt.
Mm.
Back home again to Geraldton. Yeah, absolutely fantastic
That's
trip.
a hell of a trip.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And then of course, the tag along we did with you last September, that would have to be up there. That was an absolutely brilliant trip.
Yep. Cheers.
Even though we'd been to a couple of those places before, just to get a different perspective on it, and the second place we went to, not many people get in there, so that was
the private land.
Yeah, the private land. That was beautiful. Yep. And probably our Mount Augustus trip.
Mount Augustus.
That was magic.
Yeah.
And that was also after a lot of heavy rain, so Mount Augustus was green, had water running off it. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
In case you're wondering about Mount Augustus, it's just flat out there, and then all of a sudden you get a rock that's bigger than Ayers Rock. Thank you very much.
No worries, Ronnie.
For having the vehicle on.
Yes.
It's just funny coming to New South Wales to get a WA vehicle on.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you very much to Kaido behind the camera again, helping me. So if you'd like to support the creation of content like this, you can patreon.com/RonnieDale, and you can subscribe right here and check out Kaido's channel as well with some camping, off-roading and dirt biking. Thanks again. See ya.